YouTubers. This is my first attempt here now at an instructional video. So basically I ordered a wireless winch controller from Amazon. This is how it comes. I don't know if you guys can see that the name and stuff there. This is my second attempt actually, and I'll get into that a little bit later on about what happened with the first one. But yeah, so basically it's my 2017 Arctic Cat Altera TRV 500. I installed a winch there a few weeks back, and a friend of mine, he's got a 2018 Argo 500 Explorer, I believe it is, which is an ATV. It's not your typical Argo. The winch that he ordered from Amazon came wireless. It does have a handlebar control, pretty much the same as this one here. There's a tool right here, but it reminded me of my old one. So anyways, I ordered that one from Amazon. I think it's 20 Canadian dollars. This one here, and I don't know if you guys have tried to install one of these. They can get pretty confusing. I'm pretty good at following instructions, but the instructions that came with it were terrible. So stay tuned. I'm just going to get a few things ready here and see if we can't figure it out for you. This is just some of the stuff you're going to need now if you want to install this kit. So basically I got of course the winch controller, heat gun, and some shrink wrap, or heat shrink I guess, test light just to test your switch control in and out, wire strippers, wire crimpers, which I probably won't need. You can use the butt connectors if you want it, but I'm going to solder these. I don't trust the butt connectors. Had some bad luck with them recently. And just a pair of wire cutters, side cutters, and a soldering gun. Oops, soldering gun. Some solder. There is a roll of solder on there. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, that's just some of the stuff. I'm sure there's going to be other things I'm going to need as we go, but for now, that's it. Hey guys, so as you can see, this is where I located installed my winch controller, winch solenoid, winch contactor, call it what you want. It's under the seat, it's up out of the water as much as possible. I'm going to grab the controller here, open it up. So what's included in the controller is, if this works good, it's actually pretty neat. It's made overseas. I think I paid 20 bucks Canadian. Comes with a wireless keychain style in and out. I'm not sure if you can see that there. Comes with a bigger on and off switch style in and out wireless controller. This is the control, I guess the winch controller itself. This is what controls the wireless, the receiver, I guess you'd call it. So we'll find a spot to mount this. Comes with 4 wires. Now again, I know this is my second attempt at this, so positive, negative, black and red. You have a blue wire, which is actually the antenna, and then you have a yellow and a white wire, which are the in and out controls. for this control box, which controls. So basically, I've already located, but these two wires, I'm not sure if you can see here, there's a green and a black, and this particular winch, every winch is probably going to have their own controls, which I know they are, because the last winch I installed, I think it was a red, or maybe a red and a yellow wire, or a yellow and a blue wire, I forget now. But anyways, these two wires here, what you need to locate are the wires that go back to your winch controller on your handlebars. So again, one of these is in, one of these is out. So I need to, this is where the test light comes in. Now, if you look on your controller, your switch and your winch, I don't know if you can see that, but there's an in and an out. So this is my out, this is my in. Just look at the arrows again. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but so yeah, when you figure out your in and out on your switch, and always check it. I checked this before I started the video, so you should always check that, because my Honda that I had actually had an overseas winch on it, and yeah, so the winch controls were backwards, reversed. So that's something to keep in mind there too. Here's my ground on my solenoid, and I know this is a constant positive. So we'll just check our test light here. It's working good. So here's where this, my winch is keyed. Comes on and off with the key. Yeah, so this is my in. The green is in. And if you move over here to the black, should be out. Kind of a given, but we'll. Black is, I don't know if you can see the light, but black is out. So green is in, and black is out. Okay, so we are going to cut these and splice into them with the winch control. I just gotta confirm. If you refer to the instructions, I do tell you this is the instructions that come with it, and it does say white wire is out and yellow wire is in. So what I'm going to do here, these rings are no good, so we're going to cut those off. And then again we get our green. Make sure your key is off, or battery is disconnected. Mine is, like I said, mine is keyed. So when it's off, there's no power. There's always power to the positive terminal on the controller there, but I kept it wrapped up, so it should be good. But again, when in doubt, disconnect the battery. Strip these back here. And what I done, this is where I skinned the wire to check with the test light. So I came up, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, and that's where I'm gonna skin from, so it doesn't leave a cut in that wire. So that's that. So we are back to our yellow. I'm not going to give you no great soldering instructions because I'm not that good at it, but it will work. And it, again, I trust soldering more than those butt connectors. Long story, but so basically what I usually do here is twist these together. Okay guys, so I got my my in control hooked up, soldered. So basically it's just, I don't know if you can see, but it's just tapped in right here. Now it's going to act. Basically what I do is put the iron underneath the wire and the solder on top. When the heat transfers through, usually that, here we go. I'll just kind of, that's usually pretty good. That's actually more than good. Yeah, this is rosin core, so this is better for wiring. I know that because I've used this one a bunch of times before. It's rosin core, 1/16 diameter shrink tube, or whatever you want to call it on. Pull that up over the wires nice and straight. Heat gun. So that's that. So now we have our control wires hooked up. Still have to find a spot to properly mount this, but I think our ground, let me see. Yep. Alrighty, found my, it's just a little 12 volt DeWalt. 12 volts nice when you're working on this kind of stuff because it's not too aggressive. That's that. Okay, so the last one we have to hook up is the 12 volt power. Now before I tap that in to my, that's the one that goes to the keyed switch, which is back in here. Before I hook that one up, I think I'm going to test this first. So basically, once we know we have power here, that should put power to the controller. And we'll turn on our out and in. Works perfect. Much better outcome than the first time I tried to install it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie, instead of running that positive, I'm going to run it to the keyed controller. Now with that being said, actually let me try it. Oh yeah, see, so my key is off right now, and that I don't want that to work on the when the key is off. I don't want the winch to work when the key is off, so I'm just gonna cover that back up. And I already know that this is gonna have to be cut and skinned, so I'll do that now just to have that part done. This is my key control, and again, you guys verify this as you're doing it yourselves, because I know that that's my key controller, because it runs down. These are my in and out wires, and the red is my key control, because it's in the same. But you should always check it just to be sure. Okay guys, so something else too, I actually forgot on my last two connections there, but I usually do all the time. If you were to look at that soldered connection right there, and I got my shrink tube, or heat shrink, whatever you want to call it, ready to go. But before I put the heat shrink on, I usually use some of this dielectric tune-up grease. I don't know about tune-up grease, but it just helps stop corrosion and all that old fun stuff, especially here in the province of Newfoundland. But yeah, just put a little dab on, and before you put the heat shrink, because it'll, I'm sure it will help. test that. Still have to find somewhere to locate this. There is a little spot down in here. I'd like to get it somewhere where I can screw it on, but I'm going to test it out here now. So the key is off. Winch is not working. Key is on. Fuel pump run out. Works perfect. We'll try out the little. This is the one. This doesn't have an on and off button, but it does have this safety slide, so you don't accidentally hit the button. Out and in. Perfect. Works as it should. Again, back to these here. Yellow's in, white is out. We just determined that. Red is your positive. In my situation, I got mine keyed, so it goes up to the ignition, on and off. Ground, I just grounded it off my solenoid. Per controller, contactor, whatever you want to call it. Blue is your antenna wire. So it's nice to know when your key is turned off. Make sure your positive terminal here is covered up, and it seems to be working for me for the last 10 or dozen years, the whole ATV thing, and haven't had any trouble. So anyways guys, I hope this helped you out. Like I said, it worked better for me. So I'll tell you what happened now before I let you go here. What happened last time was, in the instructions, if you look at it, is I don't know. When it says, it tells you the control lines and what goes where, and it shows you the 4 terminals down here in the bottom. And so basically what I done was, when I wired it up, I wired my terminals to here. So my yellow wire out of the control box I put on this, because if you look, the top of that terminal is yellow. This one was blue, but I just assumed different winch. So that's what I ended up doing, and I think that's what, when I turn the key on, actually yes I do, I have the old controller right here. I turned the key on, this happened, so my bad. But again, the instructions, when you look at it, I was picturing it to be to go to those terminals, but it doesn't. So anyways, I called Amazon and explained to them what happened. I told them I followed the instructions. My mistake, of course. But they were nice enough to refund the money, ordered a new switch, and now it works. So, can't wait for my next adventure. I'm going to do a little review on this bike too soon, actually, because there's a bit of a story behind it. I was kind of basically warned not to buy it when I did, and I'm so glad that I did. The thing has worked out awesome for me. Haven't had any trouble with it. So yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe another video I'll do in the near future, when I can get it outside and the snow is gone. Alright guys, take care.